folks. All our snow's melted now. Everything's dried out. And I was just out and the wind's picking up. It's supposed to be really super windy tomorrow. But the wind's picked up a little bit tonight. And the dust, really, really super fine dust. My camera's moving here. There we go. That's really super fine dust and there's salt in it, so my eyes are stinging. So, get a little bit more information about the cameras. One thing I forgot to tell you is with the Apex cam, it saves a file every 3 minutes. So that would have been a nightmare as far as doing image stabilization, because each file is processed separately. So if I get one that's like really super bumpy, then it's going to be cropped a whole lot, and then if the next one's smooth, it won't be cropped. So there's going to be like a huge difference between each file. So as I do it now, the SJ cam, they're half-hour files, so it's a lot of times the files will switch when I'm sitting taking a break or something, and it's perfect because you never see that. But if it's while I'm driving, there's like a 4 second gap between files, so it's noticeable, and I just overlap them. Now with the H9, it's 10-minute files, so it's more likely, but there's no gap. So if I'm showing, regular speed, you won't even notice it. But with the image stabilization, it'll change, and I just overlap them. And it helps a whole lot that way, so there's no sudden, the picture doesn't jerk. But with 3-minute files, that'd be a nightmare. There'd be so many changes, and that would take longer. The only way I could really do it is to combine them into one video, but that's like, rendering the video twice, because I have to render the whole part of it and then stabilize the whole thing as one file. That's the only way I can do it, and I don't know if it leaves gaps or not. Never got that far. Never checked that, because I can't use that video. Forgot to mention that, so that was another downside to that, and that really surprised me when I saw that. I was out for, I'm not sure, like an hour or something, and I had like 22, 23 files. It's like, holy smokes. So, as far as the Nikon Coolpix P1000, did a lot of searching on that. It's a nice camera. I would still like to have one, but I couldn't use it. I'll explain why. The main complaint that people have about it is it's got a small sensor in it, image sensor. It's comparable to a cell phone sensor, which is really surprising. But from what I saw, it only affects pictures. Video isn't really going to make that much difference, because video, you don't need the quality for video that you do for pictures, for still pictures. So it is a bridge camera, it's not a true SLR. Most of the pictures that you've seen, like even the green screen when I was using it, the pictures in the background, and hopefully that's another thing I never got done. I never got my new screen back up, or up yet. I've got it, I just haven't installed it. But the pictures you see behind me, 90% of them were done with bridge cameras, so I don't care. The only true SLR that I've had was my Canon, but I sold it because I wasn't using it. So image quality doesn't matter to me. I only want it for the video. And this super zoom that it's got, 1800mm equivalent, that's insane. I would love to see that, to actually hold it in my hand and do it. And I also found out that aside from that, it's also got digital zoom. So you zoom to its maximum lens length, and then you got a digital zoom on top of that. Will bring it up to 8,000 millimeter. That's the longest zoom that I've had on any of my cameras is 500 millimeter. And for my Canon, I actually had, it was like 2 feet long. I actually had a 500 millimeter, fixed 500 millimeter lens for it. And at that time, it's really difficult to hold it steady at that zoom level. So apparently this camera, the P1000, has some pretty good image stabilization built into it, so that's pretty cool. But there's no way I could handhold that. Plus, it's a 3-pound camera. It's super heavy. It's a huge camera. You see it in somebody's hand. It's huge. It's like really fat and it's long. And when you get the lens extended, it's front heavy. So I wouldn't even be able to use it with the cheap tripod. That I would have to get a better tripod. And there's no way I could handhold that. With my shaky hands now, there's no way. So, but realistically, what would I use that for? Right? I would just like to see it, just because, because it's the longest zoom on any bridge camera. You know, it's pretty insane. But it does pretty good video, and that's what I want it for. I need the video capability. But as far as the long zoom, the only thing I could really picture using it for would be, if there's a heron in the river, I can zoom in on it and I don't have to worry about getting close and scaring it away. And when there was an accident out on the highway, I sat up behind the school there. That would be a good place I could zoom in on it from there, because I zoomed in with my scooter cam, a wide angle digital zoom basically with the software, and it's just super pixelated. You can't do that. So it would come in handy with that. But other than those two possibilities, I wouldn't have a use for it. Even still, I'd love to see it. So I can't remember. There's so many things that I really liked about it. But, aside from being too heavy, I'd never be able to hold it. I would always have to use a tripod with it. I can't remember. There was something else that I really liked. Thing I don't like, it's got powered zoom. Apparently it's a slow zoom. That was a complaint. That's not a complaint for me. Because if it's a powered zoom, I would want it to be slow, because like this one here, this one's actually pretty slow. That's a slow zoom. So, but that's digital zoom. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, I'm seeing, it looks like there's a red light flashing outside. That must be my camera. So slow zoom would, at that, when you're zooming all the way out that far, like you can see for miles with that camera, I would want a slow zoom. Because anytime I have power zoom, if it's a fast zoom, it's really hard to get where you want. You start zooming in and it goes too far, so you zoom out and it comes back too far. It's hard to control. That's why I like the manual zoom with the ring on the front. It's so much easier. But with my last Fuji that had the battery explode in it, it got stiff, so it's hard to get a smooth zoom because it's pretty jerky. It was never always like that. It wasn't like that when I got it. I'm not sure at what point that started, but there are some things about the P1000 I don't like. That was one of them. The powered zoom, the weight. think there was something else. Apparently the audio on it sucks. The microphone built into it sucks, so if you're going to use it for talking, then you have to have an external microphone, which is no problem because I got two of them now. I got the one that's wired directly, and I got the wireless one, which I don't even know if it works yet because I've never been able to test it with a camera that works, because the microphone input on this camera stopped working. Hang on. So I got interrupted with a phone call. Now I'm not sure where I left off. So the one thing that will stop me from buying that camera, of all the downsides that it's got, this is the one that I don't like at all. Apparently, it's got a small battery. That was one of the complaints. The battery's too small, and it doesn't come with a charger. You have to plug the camera in, USB charge, and charge the battery right in the camera. You can get the external chargers, but of course they don't come with the camera. You have to buy them separately. So that kind of sucks, but that's not a big deal. I can always buy one of those later. But the one thing that will stop me from buying this camera is when you're recording video, it's got a 4 gigabyte maximum file size, same as the SJ cam. But once you reach that, which is about 29 minutes, it stops recording, and that's it. It doesn't save the file and start a new one. It just stops recording and you have to restart. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. That's the one thing that will stop me from buying this camera. That really, really sucks. So there's a lot of not nice things about it. Things that I just, for that price of a camera, like $1,200, then it's not worth it for me. It would be nice to have that super zoom just to play with, just to see what that would be like, because that's insane. It's just not worth it. So, and like I say, it's a huge camera. It's not portable. So I think I'll stick with my original, the Canon. I don't even remember what it's called now. I know there's an X in the name. But like I say, it's got a 20 times zoom on it, which is pretty good for that style of camera. If I needed farther, I could get magnification lenses for the front. They screw on like the filters. The only issue with doing that, especially if it's sunny, is every piece of glass you add to the front adds another surface that can reflect light, and that's quality up. So, but 20 times zoom is adequate for me. I'm happy with that. The problem is it's like $500 more, but it's more portable. It's a smaller camera. It's more portable. It's more practical, I guess you could say. So, it smells like someone's burning. Like burning plastic, not somebody's wood stove. Oh. So all their snow's melted now, yay. I went for a tour down the school trail today. It got dark so fast. I went out the other day. I don't remember what time I went out, but when I went out, the sun was out. It was on the horizon, and I don't even think I was out an hour. And by the time I got home, the street lights were on. It got dark so fast. Same with today. It's overcast today. I didn't see the sun, but I look outside now. It's like totally dark. That's just crazy. It gets dark so fast now. So I don't know what else to say. I guess I wanted to talk about the cameras, and I guess that's it. I do have new Christmas lights on the way. Like I say, I put these ones on and they're not working. So I went searching, and I tried to find something a little more practical than the 60-foot string that I've got on there now. I suppose if I scrolled through 20 pages I could have found something, but I got the same ones, but they're only 30 feet. 33 feet actually, instead of the 60, so they're half as long. Easier to deal with. So, but I probably won't see them for another week, so I won't have my Christmas lights flashing for a week, which kind of sucks, but 'tis what it is, right? I wonder. I say I should take them in and see if I can play with them inside. Because like I say, they've been sitting out here. They were working last time I used them. And they've been sitting out here, so the USB plug itself might be corroded. I don't know. But it's not the socket that I plugged it into, because I tried two different ones. Thought maybe that one wasn't working, so I tried a different one. It didn't make any difference. So I don't know. I don't like that smell. That smells like burning plastic. I may have to inspect the monster before I go in. So anyway, I think that's all I got. Oh, that's gonna bug me. So, anyways, I'm gonna start rambling now. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching.